Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Neighbors are reacting tonight after police arrest two people they say are linked to several car break-ins around the area. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with homeowners who say they are breathing a sigh of relief. Bailey?
Thanks, Andrea. Fargo police arrested 26-year-old Shelby Azur and 34-year-old Rigoberto Diaz this week, tying them to 10 car break-ins in the valley over the past month. It all started on Sunday when police responded to a car burglary, and a witness described a male and female duo as the thieves and the car that they were driving. Minutes later, another officer in the area located the described vehicle with the man and woman inside, as well as the items stolen just moments before. Police later searched the couple's apartment and found items related to 10 other break-ins from last week. I talked with neighbors in the area hit by the couple, and they tell me they're relieved they don't have to worry anymore. Most of the areas Azur and Diaz broke into were places where people had to park on the street or in a big apartment lot. Jim Caliandro told me he's glad he wasn't a victim, but is still worried because leaving his truck on the street overnight means he can't hear if something happens. And police say that you should call them if you have any other tips or if you're worried that they might have stole something from you. Back to you, Andrea.
All right, thank you so much. We talked with homeowners, or rather, new information tonight about the deadly shooting that killed a man and left a woman injured yesterday in Grand Forks. The man killed was 55-year-old Kevin Nelson. He was also the shooter. The other victim was his mother, 72-year-old Carol Glomstead. Police say during the incident, only one shot was fired. Nelson was targeting himself, and the bullet unintentionally hit his mom in the shoulder. She was sent to the hospital for treatment, but is expected to be okay.
Not this instance specifically, but in general, anytime that you have a circumstance where something like this happens, mental health clearly comes into play, and you clearly look at the mental health of the victim.
There was a second shooting earlier in the day. Police believe Nelson might have fired 4 shots but wasn't targeting anyone. The incident is still under investigation. Another day with clouds and rain, but it's moving out of here, and some are hoping by this evening. Hutch, what's the latest?
The radar is showing a batch of rain is exiting southeast parts of North Dakota, heading through northwest Minnesota fairly swiftly. The Hubbard County, Beltrami County, all the way up to Lake of the Woods County area is still seeing some moderate to heavy rain showers, as is the northern Red River Valley. A few rumbles of thunder from time to time, but the heaviest rain is now exiting most of our Red River Valley counties. A few sprinkles in Lakes Country. The heaviest rain showers are right over the Bemidji area, northward towards Lake of the Woods. Roseau and Kitson counties also seeing significant rain. Here is a 48-hour rainfall total estimated by Doppler radar, where you see the pinks and purples. 4 to 10 inches of rain fell in south central parts of North Dakota, north central South Dakota, and the dry line was right in the FM area, with North Fargo picking up 1.2 inches. We saw only 1/3 of an inch here at our studios in South Fargo. Heavier rain in northern parts of Clay County. It looks like temperatures will cool off tonight, and in fact, for our viewers in northwest North Dakota, a frost advisory has been issued. Rain should be exiting the region once we get through the midnight hour. It will take place mainly in the northern counties, and then temperatures get pretty brisk through the overnight. Andrea, more in your weekend outlook here in a minute.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Here's a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 44-year-old Jason Olschlager is wanted for violating his probation on a charge of possession of a controlled substance. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on him. Authorities have released the name of the man who was hit and killed by a semi early Thursday morning near Castleton. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says it appears 35-year-old William Schneeman from Bismarck got out of his car after he ran into some barrels near an overpass on I-94 and was then hit by the semi. Troopers say the semi driver from St. Cloud tried to avoid Schneeman but could not. A New Mexico man accused of paying hackers to sabotage websites affiliated with his former employers and state agencies has been sentenced in Minnesota to 15 years in prison. John Gamel earlier pleaded guilty to federal hacking conspiracy charges. The FBI says the case presents a growing form of cybercrime in which professional hackers are paid to inflict damage on individuals, businesses, and others who rely on digital devices. Gamble admitted in federal court in St. Paul to engaging in a campaign of cyber attacks against at least 36 websites between 2015 and 2017. Minnesota lawmakers will investigate allegations of child care providers stealing money from the state's publicly funded child subsidy program. This comes after a local media report suggested widespread fraud in the child care assistance program. Legislative Auditor James Noble's office will look into the alleged fraud and whether the Human Services Department could have done something to prevent it. The missing person alert for a toddler who may have been in Minnesota has been canceled. Police were asking the public to keep an eye out for Dakota Ray after she disappeared from South Carolina in April. Dakota was found safe and sound in Iowa, and her parents are now in custody. William and Jessica Ray did not have custody of their daughter and are believed to be heavy meth users. The three showed up Monday in surveillance images at an Iowa hospital. This information, along with tips from the public, helped bring Dakota Ray home. 3 electrical manufacturing plants in North Dakota are set to close, leaving roughly 125 people without jobs. That's according to a manager at one of the facilities. The Edgeley, Ellendale, and Lair locations will close their doors on August 1st of this year. The parent company, Fargo Assembly Company, is based in the metro and produces electrical wire harnesses. Stay with Valley News Live as we continue to follow this story. The Fargo Marathon is a fun time for many in the area, but it also creates a ton of traffic headaches for drivers. That on top of construction season just getting underway. For example, a section of NP Avenue in downtown Fargo has been closed for much of today. The city shut down 2nd and 3rd Streets North so construction crews could bring in a crane needed for some roof repairs in the area. That area is expected to reopen later this evening, but more drivers will be impacted by that area surrounding the marathon, runners and onlookers. Tonight at Valley News Live at 9 o'clock on Fargo CW and Valley News Live at 10, we'll look for some ways you can get around the crowds. Plenty of families in the area are hosting graduation parties these next few weekends. And when it comes to planning, organizers say catering may be the way to go. Local stores, including Cashwise, have catering packages that include hot and cold trays of food. Organizers suggest you start by making a list of the theme and the things you want at the party. For decorations, one suggestion is to print pictures on a Polaroid and then hang them around the party space. And if you're overwhelmed, ask someone for help.
Sometimes it's just helping you, organize your thoughts or try to get everything you want incorporated into the party that you're throwing. So that's kind of where I step in and can help you talk through it and, really decide what it is that you want to get out of your party.
With several graduations in the area, they are expected to be very busy over the weekend.